The deadline, Chazon Ish bring from here a witness, the deadline he start in the continent, the Asia continent, because Israel is in this continent. 6 hours before Yerushalayim starts the day. But the continent is longer, more longer. He says that the continent, everything what is bound to the continent is the same time. Because this island, like Japan, is more than 6 hours from Jerusalem, so it belongs to the other side from the deadline. The regular deadline, Japan is in the west, in the east.
It's yesterday. He's saying it's yesterday. Etmol.
Japan is in the east side. It's before Jerusalem in the regular calendar.
Right.
The regular calendar is Japan is before Jerusalem.
All right.
According to Chazon Ish, no.
It's after.
After. Even China.
So because what it says in the Kuzari is that Hashem made it very, very briefly, for very short. It was light in Israel. Then it became night immediately, which means that then, since the sun is moving west, then where's the next place the sun goes? Into Europe.
After Eretz Israel.
Right.
If the deadline starts he says the first Shabbos was giving in Sinai. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
I don't understand why, because Adam also he keeps Shabbos. He says Mizmor Shel Yom Shabbos. Adam said.
Right.
We know that our Shabbos, and also maybe he learns the Shabbos is only belong for the Jew. But if you know my opinion, why we need 2 candles Shabbos, Shamar v'Zachor? It's not only because this is Mr. Sesses, this is Mr. Slotese, this active, this is positive. Only because these 2 Shabbos are Universal Shabbos for the Gentile also, and Jewish Shabbos. Jewish Shabbos means stop to work. The Universal Shabbos to recognize that the Lord made the world. Jews belong for the Gentile also.
But that doesn't make any sense, Rabbi, because they say that it goes from midnight to midnight. But that's only one opinion. See, it says here in Sefer Kuzari
this is a Gentile,
that different people
have... Gentile, they don't know. There could be. Our opinion,
No,
yes, in Halacha, our opinion is the Gentile is the day before the night.
In your book, that's what it says. In your book, it says that if someone converting, and he had bris, but he did not toivel in the mikveh, he keeps Shabbos from midnight to midnight on Saturday. That way, he keeps, then he doesn't malacha after sundown on Saturday.
Midnight. Could be from morning till morning.
Why morning? Well, that's one of the other
because
opinions
the day,
in here.
They
and
say
here there's 4 opinions. There's night, evening to evening, morning to morning, midnight to midnight,
yes,
and in afternoon, and then the afternoon
too. I don't know.
It says it later in number 20.
It was something new for me.
I think it's a. Did I maybe remember wrong?
I know only 3 ways. 3 ways. Morning to morning, evening to evening. The Jew is evening to evening. The Gentile is morning to morning, or midnight. The regular calendar in the world is from midnight till midnight.
Okay, here's what this note says. There are 4 distinct views on when the day begins.
But who say from afternoon? Whose opinion is it?
Some ancient civilizations began their day at dawn, while others began their day at noon. That's all it says, actually.
Who?
Ancient civilizations.
It's not all.
Anamatik.
It's all. Now nobody knows.
Nobody does it anymore. It used to be.
This is something that is erased. Nobody knows from this now.
Yeah.
I don't know from where you know it. That was. This is the time. Now it says the Shabbos start. בשעת שקיעת החמה, יחל בסיני. He means the Jewish Shabbos. Yes, even maybe I write, because I have the searches took for the Medrash. The Medrash says זכור לאומות העולם, שמור לישראל. But the Jewish Shabbos started in Sinai.
Right.
Because in Egypt they also keep Shabbos, because this I don't know exactly what it means, because Moshe told Pharaoh, if you don't give a 1 day vacation, they will be die for you, they not can work. he told the scientists show also human being need once a week a rest. So Paro was agree with him, and he gave him the free this day. In Mitzrayim also was a Shabbos, but not Jewish Shabbos. Could be was universal Shabbos or day of resting. I don't know what was in Egypt, because in Mara, in Alush Mara, then it was commanded Shabbos. He said the first place what was commanded Shabbos to keep like a Jew was in before Matan Torah in Sinai, in Alush. מקום שם ירד המן בראשונה. He said when the man was the first time, first Shabbos of the man, this was the first Shabbos by the Jew. Yes, then the Lord commanded, don't go out to bring the man. אל תצא איש ממקומו. Don't go bring the man. Because you go from one domain to the public domain, to the private domain. Your apartment is a private domain, and don't go out to the outside because it's a public domain. Yes. Shabbos starts there and go slowly till יצא מערב, משם תחת לארץ, ומשם עד לסין שקצה המזרח לארץ עד השבת. He say the sun it don't know exactly that the cosmos was like a ball.
Where doesn't know what?
Like a ball.
The Earth?
The Earth is like a ball.
Okay.
Because you say, מתחת לארץ, under the earth, it means that nothing's there.
No, wait, I think...
What do you say, what do you explain מתחת לארץ, what do you mean?
He says it reaches the point underneath the land of Israel. It says here that is 180 degrees east or west of Eretz Israel, which is a little east of the longitude of Hawaii.
Yes, I told you, like almost
sure.
that line is in the behind of Yerushalayim, is the other side of the globe.
Right. So I think, no, because here's the thing, they knew back then that the world was a globe. They knew it.
No.
Yes?
No, only Yerushalmi. The Yerushalmi say, only the Yerushalmi say, why, also you could be, because...
It says the world is shaped like a ball.
If you know the idol, Atlas idol.
Right. The Greeks knew. The Greeks, what they did was they saw that when ships were sailing away, they saw that the ship seemed to disappear. They go, if the world is flat, how could the ship disappear? It must be that it's moving like down as it goes away.
There was no...
So they
fall off the earth.
No. So they figured out that the earth must have been curved, and that's why the ship...
I know from Yerushalmi. Yerushalmi says that Alexander find it.
Yeah. Okay, maybe it was Alexander. I don't know, but it was one of them.
He says Yerushalmi says Alexander find it. I don't know where Alexander find it. He says that he take a few birds, the eagle, for a few eagles, there was flying for him. He bind few eagles, he was travel with the upstairs, and so he saw, maybe like what you say, they saw the ship that come, you see first the top, later you see
that too, that's when it's, yeah.
Could be from this he recognized that the world is big, like a ball.
Right. That's the story I heard of how the Greeks learned it. So they knew from all the way a long time ago, they knew that it was round.
Could be. Yerushalmi give it to Alexander.
But doesn't the Talmud Bavli say that the world is shaped like a ball? Doesn't it say that in the Bavli?
Only Yerushalmi.
Only the Yerushalmi? Okay.
What I know, only from Yerushalmi.
Okay.
So he's good, he knows this. So he must make a deadline. הרי שבת חלה בסין 18 שעות אחרי חולה בארץ ישראל. כי ארץ ישראל היא כאמצע לארץ הנושבת. Like middle of the place what to be with people. חז"ל say like כיפה, מושל בכיפה. Kippah, one of the translation, kippah means like the kippah of my head, what is half ball.
Right.
There was no from the half ball, because this was with human being. They don't know what are the other side of the globus. The meanings are only water. Could be the was believed only water.
Yeah, well they didn't know, right?
Because else Noshevet. Noshevet means with people. Countries with people. But of sure this was right in this point. This was a place or you say that the culture countries.
Yeah. Civilization.
civilization, yes. כי ארץ ישראל היא כאמצע לארץ הנשבת. שעת ערב שמש בארץ ישראל היא שעת חצות לילה בסין, yes. Because the 6 hour, if now is sunset, in Eretz Israel sunset is 6 hours before it was it there, that is the middle of the night. חצות היום בארץ ישראל שעת דבר השמש בסין. Yes, זה הפירוש לסוד הקביעות הנבנית על מרחב שעות. You want to explain what the Gemara say in Rosh Hashanah of the Molad. Or you say the Molad, the beginning of the moon, but the new moon.
The new moon.
The new moon. The Gemara say 18 hours. You say, נולד קודם חצות בידוע שנראה סמוך לשקעת החמה. הכוונה, he explains the Gemara so. The moon, if you see the, in Eretz Israel, שהיא ארץ התורה, because the Molad is not, where you can't see the beginning of the moon, must be Eretz Israel. We start to count the new month from Eretz Israel. כי הארץ עליה הובא האדם הראשון אחרי שהוצא מגן עדן before the Shabbos. Yes, before Shabbos. האדם הראשון was kicked out from paradise in the eve of Shabbos, in the evening of Shabbos. ומכאן ראשית המניין שהותחל בו מיד אחרי ששת ימי בראשיס. And we start to make the calendar for that. והאדם הוא שהתחיל לקרוא שם לימים. He said names of the days. But you can see a big difference. The Jewish names is nothing. Only 1, 2, 3
Right.
in the week. You don't want to give special name for every day. Other language, in Europe languages, have every day a name by himself. Which names you know?
What?
Idol.
Yeah. Oh
Sun
yeah, like
idol, moon idol.
Thor. The Greek god Thor is Thursday.
There's all idols.
Saturn, Saturday.
Yes, Saturn is also idol.
Saturn, yeah.
גם
I think that's.
חודשים בבלי.
Not all. Only Tammuz and Elul. The other name I don't know what means.
Only Thomas and
Yes. So I know. Yes, you say Adam, he start to give names for the week, the weekly days. וכאשר נשבה הארץ כולה ורב הדורות של צי אדם, שאמרו כולם על מי הימים אשר יסד האדם. You want to bring witness that from Adam became the old human being. Every people that are in the world is a dissident from Adam, because you see the week. Every civilization keeps a week. I'm not sure, because in Babel they keep 8 days.
So there you go. They had 8 days.
Well, maybe 8 days. I don't know exactly what.
I'm gonna try to look this up. I've been wanting to, but I
you
don't know
can't
why.
see every civilization. I don't know what was by Indians. The Indians was also keep a week. 7 days a week?
כל העולם, לא?
Don't know. The civilization world, yes, but all the ages, I don't know.
No, in our day and age, yes, but back then, I don't think. I don't know.
No, the Arab and the Christians, sure, because it was convinced for Israel. They learned from us. But I don't know what was in Africa. Maybe he talk about it, something?
Not really. So, I want to find more information.
I don't give information what
I'm
was.
going to look on the internet later. I'm going to try to see.
He say he want to bring from this a witness, see that everybody is a dissident of Adam, because the whole world, at least the civilization, keep 7 days for a week. He say, לכן לא נחלקו בני אדם מעולם בדבר בימי השבוע. Nobody was debate to make other kind. You know what was before, a little more than 50 years ago.
A little more than 50 years ago?
Yes, 50 years ago. The civilization start to think maybe to make shorter the week, because now, after the machines, revolutionary said that the revelation distorted the revelation. People need less to work. They want to make shorter the week, 5 days. But Rabbeinu Shalom help us as they make research and they find human being need 6 days work and 1 day rest. They say the newspaper took 3,000 years till they came to the agreement of what Moshe told. This is also important to know. They want to change, but the Lord not let them. They find the research not to do. They say better to make vacation in the autumn and the spring. They say they find so late Pesach and Sukkot.
But the calendar doesn't work. They have to keep adjusting it all the time.
What is this?
Even I heard that even the Jewish calendar has fallen off, but definitely the Gentile calendar. I mean, look at just in terms of the leap years. But remember, they switched from one calendar to another. Now they have the what's it called? The Gregorian calendar.
Gregorian and Juliani. Yes, this was the Gentile. But ours is also, if you know, in the beginning they came to ask Chazon Ish why the scientists do not agree with our counting of the moon, along the moon, the Chodesh, the month.
Yeah.
He say because the Torah was given for popular people, not for scientists. When they send the satellite, you know what the satellite show?
It's very close.
Not very close, exactly. Only one.
No, it's very close. There's a little difference.
Very so little difference that we don't call this a difference.
No, it's like
one,
the first
one number after
yeah,
few
after
numbers.
a few more. It's point something something, and then it goes.
After a few numbers
yeah,
of those
yeah.
also the point.
Yeah. Look, I have that information in my room. But it's very close, but it's not exact.
This is there is a little difference.
What's that?
No, why is it interesting? Because the Campus Chazon Ish is not the same, not actual. But after the satellite, they say the actual. The satellite.
Well, no, they don't. They say it's different.
No, very little.
Okay,
difference.
but it's still different.
It's not different.
You can't say that because it's a very small difference, it's not different. It's still different. It's just a small difference.
I don't know if they make difference in the calendar. Different make.
Eventually, it would. It would have to. It adds up over like let's
a
say
million years of sure you're right. After a million years,
yeah,
yes.
after a million years. I guess
Talk-
Judaism
talking,
Judaism says that the world won't last another million
In the
years.
regular history,
Oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? I keep speaking.
in the regular history, I don't know if it make a difference. the history will finish after 6,000. There will be new period. There will be new world also. ואל תטען עליי ממה שחכמים אחדים קוראים ראשית השבוע ביום השישי בשעה שחצות היום בקצה המערבי של הארץ הנושבת כי היא שעת השקיעה חמה בישראל. Oh, say, I don't know who is the sages who they decide to say the deadline is in the middle day.
Wait, you mean to start the new day at noon?
No, the deadline.
The date, wait.
The deadline is, he says,
Oh, you mean
רשת השבוע יום השישי, Friday in the middle day. בקצה המערבי של הארץ הנושבת כי השקעת החמה.
You mean to say that on what?
It says the same.
It'll mean it'll be tomorrow afternoon?
No, it says it becomes the same. Even you say, they mean the deadline is start Friday afternoon. It's right because it's Friday afternoon. Is in his Eretz Israel.
Yeah. Okay.
זה... בשעה זו שעת תחילת הלילה, נברא גמר בראשית. They say the first light was, if you know what they say, the first light was for a few minutes to start the creation.
Right.
Later became night, and in the morning became light
Again.
יסי, ואחרי זה גמר החמה, כי החמה היא רק לרגע קטן ואחרי זה שקע, ואז בא הלילה לארץ הנושבת, כך קם סדר שלפיו הלילה קודם ליום. כמו שנאמר מעשה בראשית, ויהי ערב ויהי בוקר. וכן קבעה תורה בזרתה שמירת השבת מערב עד ערב תשבתו שבת. באז, you know what, why Baaz started the day in the night, in darkness. But also the Jew nation where it became a nation in Egypt under other nation that was ruling and work hard. Why? They teach us what Chazal say, tzadikim tchidatzam yisurim seifam shalva. But the Jew is tzaddik in the beginning they have problems, later because this is the night is darkness. Darkness is a symbol of problems, of tzores. And the day in Moshiach is we call this Koor Boker Izrach Shemesh, like morning. So the whole history of the Jewish nation was full tzores. But we wait for the day. For the morning, what will be the morning of the history. Or Chadash at Zion Ta'ir became a new light. We wait for this, what we say every day. Or Chadash at Zion Ta'ir, we wait for the new morning, new light. כך קבעה תורה בזרתה, שמירת השבת, מערב עד ערב תשבתו שבת. ואל תקשה עליי מדבריהם של התוכנים החדשים, כנבי החוכמות. I don't know why he used it and he propagated himself. And here, by you is also written so.
Like how?
ואיני רוצה לומר בזה, he says, אל תקשב דבריי לתוכנים החדשים, astronomers, people was
They stole
the knowledge. Yeah. What means essay and
it means they're guilty of stealing wisdom. They didn't mean to. It was beshoigig. But sometime after prophecy ended, they discovered wisdom in astronomy from the Jews, and they didn't understand it. They used the original sources. And then from their own intelligence, they built up more.
They say it's the morning of the East.
Then, yeah.
In China, לפני זה השמש ברסין, בניגוד לתורה, עולם לא בניגוד גמור, כי גם אנשי התורה מודים שתחילת היום היא בסין. אין מחלוקת בינינו לביניהם כי בזה שאנחנו מקדימים את הלילה ליום. Yes. We say also the deadline is China,
Yeah.
but we say the night is before, they say the day is before the night.
Right.
Yes. לפי זה יש לראות הפרש י"ח השעות כיסוד לקריאת שם לכל יום ימי השבוע. We say כי ארץ ישראל, המקום השבוע אוכל לקרוא שם לימים, היה בינה לבין השמש שעה שאוכל בקריאת השמות מרחק של 6 שעות. לכן לא חדל שם השבת מלהיקרא בקביעות עד היום הזה, ומן השעה הראשונה ברא האדם הראשון את השמש. שהתחילה אז בסיבוב מקצה מערב, שוקעת לו בארץ ישראל. קרא לזה שם תחילת השבת. He says that Adam saw the first Shabbos what was so עד שהגיע השמש שלעומת ראשו לסוף י"ח שעות, I don't understand well, 24 hours no. What do you say? He says that the first time that Adam saw the Shabbos was sunset
In Israel.
in Israel.
Okay.
So he says it's Shabbos. So
Right. So that means it was sunset in Israel. That means it was 18 hours earlier in China. It was still...
no, it is 6 hours earlier.
No, it was 18 because it goes that way, not that way.
Here we go.
So that means 18 hours later, when it's noontime in Israel, then finally Shabbos starts in China.
No.
Yeah, see? Around when the sun was 18 hours later, it's in that Shabbos
I don't know why.
reached China. Because here's how it works. Because the date line is in China. China is behind Israel. Israel is, if you head east from Israel, it'll be 6 hours.
But if the day started there, I know what you say, but I don't understand. If you say the day started in China, is 6 hours before Israel is the Shabbos. Why you say the Shabbos is later?
No, because look, there's a little later the Kuzari is
It's
going to say
something
there's 2
interesting.
points.
You say the day start in China, and the Shabbos is after this.
The Kuzari is going to say there's 2 different date lines. There's one date line for the days, and look, it's going to say a little bit. It says
Something strange. Why
2
you
separate
made
points,
two
one for
deadlines?
So that China is the international date line, but Israel is where days start. So here's what happened. The first Shabbos starts in Israel. Well, we have to go to creation. It was light, very short, and then it was nighttime. That's the beginning of the first day. So at that time, when it's night in Israel, on the other side of the world, it'll be starting to become light, which means that in China it already is light, right? Because it rises. No, wait, it's already dark.
No.
Hold on, wait. So the sun goes west, right? So it goes west. Okay, so it's not yet. So it starts being light.
Yes,
So then what happens? It's 18 hours later. So as Shabbos starts moving like this, first it comes to Israel, then it goes into Europe, and as it goes into Europe, it's a little later in China, and it keeps
but
moving.
we don't keep so Shabbos. We say China is Shabbos before us.
That's because we go by the internet. We don't go by this.
No. In Persian is before Iraq. Iraq is more in east, yes. We don't start Shabbos in Israel. We start Shabbos in China. I don't understand him.
Well, here what it says here. Well, maybe he just has a different view of how it should be, because he says that actually, let's say in a place like Pakistan, the sun will go down before it goes down in Israel, but Shabbos does not actually start in Pakistan until it starts in Israel, which means that.
We don't keep Shabbos so. We keep Shabbos in Pakistan before Israel.
Well, he says that you should keep it really. He says Shabbos will start 3 hours after the sun.
He don't say something about this because but me it's strange.
Here's what it says. It is strange. This is what it says in the notes. Although the sun sets in Pakistan before it sets in Israel, we still say that the day first starts in Israel is the same day that is in Pakistan. But since Israel is the beginning place for the new day, we say that when the sun sets in Israel to start the beginning of the Shabbos, for example, It's the same sun which said 3 hours earlier in India to mark the entry of the Shabbos.
Yeah.
In other words, Eretz Israel and Pakistan are in the same time zone. So that if the Shabbos begins at 6 p.m. in Israel, it begins at 3 p.m. in Pakistan and about 1 p.m. in Bangkok. And then it's actually...
But where you keep Shabbos in Pakistan? Before Israel or after Israel?
It says here that you would actually, you start when Israel would start. That's what it's saying here.
Israel, when you start Israel?
Even though the sun goes down for 3 hours already, you don't keep Shabbos until it starts in Israel. That's what it's saying here.
This is something strange.
It is strange.
The fact is not so.
Well, we don't hold by what it says here.
Not so.
But that's what Yehuda Levi says.
I don't understand him because Babel was. We was in Babel more than 1,000 years.
It's because, well, he talks about this a little bit. He says there are 2 points. Again, it talks about this in the notes that
Don't know what to say.
there's one place that's going to be absolute east, and one place that's a different place for the starting of the days.
So I don't know. Maybe I will understand
This is
more.
very
later.
confusing to me.
I have all the notes.
Why doesn't nobody just talk about Judaism or something?
עד שבהגיע השמש אל אומת ראשו לסוף י"ח שעות היא עת בערב בבני סין נכנסה למחרת השבת. מקום זה איפה סוף הגבולות לקראת שם השבת, כי מה שבא אחר זה כבר צוין בשם מזרח, להיות מזרח למקום בו מתחיל מניין הימים. אכן, you say, must be a place what is on deadline. In one side from the deadline is a day before, on the other side is day after. This is the deadline. What you say must be deadline.
Well, there's 2 days. There's going to be 2 different ones.
Interesting. If he's right,
Because this is what he say in the notes. He say that it makes more sense. Let's say you have the date line. Let's
But
say,
I ask why
No, this is what I mean.
the experience is not so.
Right, but no, I'm saying this is what he means. Let's say that the date line goes right where Simcha's hat is. Yeah.
Yes.
That means you're on one side, Rav, and we're on this side.
Yes.
That means you're on the farthermost east point in the world,
Yes.
and we're at the farthermost west.
Of sure.
So
That's what I understand.
Rabbi Yehuda Levi says that 2 people who are that close, it doesn't make sense to him to say that they are on the furthest east and west. He says the date line shouldn't work like that. So what he does is he sets up 2. He sets up one that's all the way in China, that's where the days start. I mean, where the date line is. And then he has another one in Israel. So the problem then is you have space between Israel and China. You have Pakistan, you have Iraq, you have all these places. So then, what happens to them? So he's saying you have to kind of shove them into one place even though they don't belong there.
So,
Wow, you understand a lot.
I have the notes.
מן המדינה שלא יהיה מקום משותף אשר סום מערבה של הארץ ותחילת מזרחה. Of sure. You say, if the deadline from one side is east and the other side is west. כלפי ארץ ישראל מקום זה לראשית הארץ עד יושבת, ודבר זה אינו בדין תורה בלבד, כי בחוק הטבע. כי לא ייתכן שיהיה כל יום מימות השבוע נקרא בו בשם בכל חיי הארץ הנושבת, אם לא נקבע לנו 2 מקומות. אחד אשר בו מתחיל את קריאת השם. Yes. השני אשר בו... Hey, this I don't understand. Why there are 2 places? One place. Why need 2 places? Enough one place.
Because this
Like the deadline, our deadline. What is our deadline? When you go with the ship and you go over the deadline, you have another day, or later, or earlier.
Okay, here look, this is what it says. According to this commentary, the rabbi says that without having some space between farthest east, Israel, and farthest west, China, the concept of a recognized date line is not logic. It seems too bizarre that if 2 people are divided by the date line and yet are living across the street from one another, we nevertheless consider one person to be living in the far east while the other is living in the far west. But if we assign...
Sure, but...
let me finish, bro.
But why to say two places? Why you need 2 places?
Let me say, but if we assign 2 places on the globe, calling one absolute east and the other absolute west, and we designate importance to these 2 places with regard to the transitioning of time, we thereby lessen the strangeness of this phenomenon. Eretz Yisrael is therefore considered absolute east, in that it is the starting point for the pattern of days of the week, as mentioned above with regard to local time zones. China is absolute west, and that is truly where the date line
It
exists.
says so. China is east for Eretz Israel and west,
It's west, but it's considered
west
west.
for United States.
It's considered west because it's the place where
תחתית הארץ מזרח,
the days begin.
מזרח לסין,
Not the date,
מערב
but the
למערב
date
הארץ השבת. מערב הארץ השבת למזרח כן.
See, here you have to here's the problem. You have to realize that the
לא היה איפה, not east and not west, because you must decide where start the east and the west.
right, and Israel starts the east, China starts the west.
Interesting. I thought China was the Far East.
That's what we call it the Far East, but it's called the Far East because it's where the west begins.
He's saying Jerusalem by himself.
I don't think anyone actually agrees with the Kuzari statement.
ירושלים by himself are east and west together.
Well, no, but he's saying no. He's saying that it's that really the west starts with China because China is the farthest most point of civilization.
Oh, he says Shabbos
didn't
before
know about
Jerusalem. He says that Syria is before.
Well, then he's going to go on and say that a little bit, right? Then he
כן
says.
שבת ירושלים, קודם לשבת מצרים. על כוחנו נודה במרחק שהזכרנו, הנה מחר.
Well, he's saying we need to have time zones.
עד אשר תבוא נדבר. The day started China on Shabbos is below. You say also.
It's 18. It's out. It's after Israel. It goes like this: Shabbos starts in Israel. Now in Israel, but that also includes places like
The
Iraq.
Sea of China. This is Sea of China. This is later of Jerusalem. But
Right.
the continent by himself is before Jerusalem.
No, because that would also mean that in places like India would be before, but it says here that it starts.
You say that before.
He says India's before? No.
They say Damascus. Syria.
Damascus.
Damascus is more
But
east.
but that's another matter. That has to do with that doesn't have to do with the people being further east. First of all, Syria it's not more east. It's
more east than Jerusalem.
Damascus?
Yes.
I thought it's more on the coast.
Is north and
It's north. It's
north and east.
It's
also.
northeast. I thought it was northwest. You're saying it's northeast?
No, east.
Okay, hold on. Let's see what it says then. There's actually, okay, wait. Jerusalem itself has an infinite number of longitudinal points, was considered east in relation to Mount Sinai, not in relation to the temple. Furthermore, even though the senses do not perceive any difference in restorative horizons, there's actually a slight difference between the continents and different. And Jerusalem starts before. No, because look, it says Jerusalem starts before the Shabbos in Egypt, and Egypt is to the.
It's good because this is west.
West.
Egypt is west for you. I ask.
And so, but you're saying that
I don't understand what it means. The first Shabbos started here.
because.
Shabbos started, yes.
Because when you look at the
But
longitudinal line,
now
it's not straight,
when you
it's
keep
curved.
Shabbos, if you are in Pakistan, when by you Shabbos,
It says here that according to the notes here, it says if you're in Pakistan, it begins at 3 o'clock if it starts at 1 o'clock. It starts at 3 o'clock if it begins at 6 o'clock in Israel.
yes, it was at 3 o'clock. No, because in Pakistan it shows this is 6 hours. 6.
3 hours. They say it's about 3 hour difference.
Yes, but this is in Pakistan 6 hours according to the watch in.
The watch is another matter. The watches don't have the time. The 12-hour time that we use does not have to do with the.
I don't understand. When you are in Pakistan, you keep Shabbos before Yerushalayim, after Yerushalayim.
Same time.
Not the same time. Could be.
That's what he said. According to this view, that's how it should be.
Probably.
Now look, it says see Appendix C, paragraph 7. You know, I'm going to go get the other book. There's another book of Kuzari. I'll get it and then read it. Hold on.
זה יסוד המאמר, לא ילד קודם חצות, if we see the beginning of the new moon, נולד קודם חצות בדרך שנראה סמוך שקיעת החמה. כאילו אמרו קודם חצות יום שבת בירושלים, if we see this יום שבת מתמיד יתחד שעות אחר של זה.
Okay, so here's what it says here. Okay, Eretz Yisrael determines the internet. Okay, before the setting of the Western Hemisphere, Eretz Yisrael's title, the center of the earth, was more literal since it was approximately the center, longitudinally speaking, of the populated Eastern Hemisphere from Europe to China. The easternmost point of the Eastern Hemisphere is about 90 degrees east of Israel at the eastern border of China. Okay?
Tell me, when is Shabbos in Pakistan? Before Israel or after Israel?
Same time.
Couldn't be same time because the sense said this is the beginning of the Shabbos.
It should be the beginning, but he's saying that
No, he's saying also domestic. We start Shabbos in domestic before Yerushalayim.
Okay, let me read it again. It says, okay, no, so, okay, you're right. Okay, so no, it marks the entry of the Shabbos. When the sun sets in Israel to mark the beginning of Shabbos, it's the same sun which set 3 hours earlier in India to mark the entry there of Shabbos, right?
Yeah, what to say? When is Shabbos?
So you're saying it'll be at the...
When in India Shabbos? Before Yerushalayim or after Yerushalayim?
Before. No, the same... Now I'm confused. I thought I understood it. Now I'm confused. It says the same sun that... The same sun that set earlier in India. Okay, no, so it set earlier in India. It set 3 hours earlier in India to mark the entry of Shabbos.
No,
They're in the same time zone.
What's pendant Yerushalayim?
So no, okay, no, all he's saying is that, yeah, so 3 hours later it becomes, I told you, so they're in the same time zone, which means that, I totally misunderstood it. So when it's 6 o'clock in Israel, it's also 6 o'clock in Pakistan.
Not.
That's what he says here.
Not true. How can I say this?
He says it's in the time. He says, in other words, Eretz Yisrael and Pakistan are in the same time zone.
Are different 3 hours.
Maybe Rabbi Huda Levi is just wrong.
I must say that I don't understand. This part I don't understand. We skip little. We go. Yeah, we say because the date start depend in Jerusalem, because this we call Shabbos Hashem. The Shabbos is belong to the Lord, מועדי השם, תלויה איפה בארץ הנקראת בשם נחלת השם. לכן נקראת זאת אותה קודשו, the place, the holy place from him, אדום רגליו, like he put his feet there, the gate of the heaven. וזה עניין כמציון תצא תורה, because everything depends in ארץ ישראל. The deadline depends on Eretz Yisrael, because this we say also the Torah was giving, and it says something interesting. Why we call this Mitzion Tetzei Torah? Because the whole world depends on Eretz Yisrael. Also the Rambam, he say, the calendar, our calendar, you know what the Rambam say about our calendar? Where made our calendar?
Where was it made?
Who made it?
Hashem.
No. The last Hillel.
Oh, that's what you mean. Oh, right, okay.
He made the last Hillel made the calendar. He says the Rambam, if not our 10 people in Eretz Yisrael would keep Shabbat, Yom Tov, is another old calendar. Must be 10 Jews would keep the Yom Tov. Yeah, then the calendar have a fact. He not affect the calendar. So it's good what he say, because the whole Jewish festivals on the date depend in Eretz Israel. Because it's the same, because the calendar, you can't say, because the calendar, you hear what they say, because the calendar,
Yeah.
you say, כי מציון תצא תורה דור השם ירושלים.
Wait, what?
Because the Jewish calendar depends in
Yeah.
Yerushalayim, is because you can say, כי מציון תצא תורה, the Torah was depend in Jerusalem, all festivals, and the calendar depend in Yerushalayim, so you can say that the Torah come out from Yerushalayim because it depends in Yerushalayim.
Okay.
Good. We skip a little here, I don't know what it means.
To where?
I go to the end. ראה, look, כמה השתדלו אבות לגור בה. Look, so, how much the patriarch want to be in Eretz Israel. Even was in the hand of the idol worshippers. כמה השתקקו עליה ברכה ממנה. was like Yosef, you say, כי גנוב גנבתי בארץ העברים. כמה דאגו להעלת עצמותם אליה, they wanted to be buried in ארץ ישראל. כמו שמצאנו אצל יעקב, יוסף, זכור כמה חנן משה לראותה. How much was required Moshe to see this. ומה קשתה בינה בגזירה בימנה דבר ממנו. Was very, very hard, because they don't can come in Eretz Israel or not to be buried there. ומה גדול היה בחסד, כשניתן לו את, was he how he feel this kindness, so they left him to see the land. התבונן כמה השתדלו בני אומות אחרות, פרס, הודו, יוון ועוד, כי הקריבו בקורבנות בשמם. There were sent sacrifices. Also Romi, I don't know why he don't mention Romi. He mentioned only Persian, although I don't know, never I heard that they sent sacrifices. You heard about India, they sent sacrifices to the temple? I never heard.
Wait, Indian what?
Persian, Greek.
The Indians did human sacrifices until the time of the Brahmins.
To send sacrifices in Jerusalem to the temple.
Oh, to Jerusalem, no.
I never heard it. Romi, I know. I don't know why you don't mention Romi in place. Why you also are India?
I'm not sure where we are actually.
In the end of the paragraph, we say, look how much the
Okay, Persia, India, Greece, and others, right.
I don't know where we took that Hodu sent.
Well, I think, look, here's what it says here about China. It says 42 hours, 24 plus 18 hours, transpire from the time Shabbos starts in Israel until the time it ends in China. That's because China's 18 hours behind. So it doesn't start until it's already been 18 hours of Shabbos in Israel. So then you have another 24 hours for the whole day to pass in China, and that's why. But what part of China? You mean they say, yeah, China...
Don't do you have to...
That's what it says. That's what it says here. I'll read more about it. Because look, there's two... See, look,
So-
it says see Appendix C9.
I don't know what it is. So, I must skip it because I don't understood exactly. So maybe I will find somebody what is explain it, and then I will learn again. But he say, look, many nations were sent sacrifices.
Look, there's a very good explanation here in the notes, right? I'll read it. Look. Okay, the relationship between Eretz Yisrael and China. Okay, look.
Yes.
According to the Otsar Nechmad commentary, the rabbi takes this one step further. Having 2 points instead of one to determine the starting point for the first time zone, and the other for determining the international dateline, is necessary for the international dateline to make any sense. It's illogical for an international dateline to be placed indiscriminately somewhere in the middle of the globe, where it will still be east of some places and west of others.
Yes, this till now is good.
Okay.
But when starts Shabbos, what is Shabbos depend in Yerushalayim? I don't see which Shabbos is depend in Yerushalayim.
Which Shabbos what?
Which Shabbos? When starts Shabbos?
It starts when the sun,
Well,
3 stars.
Depends in China.
But it's not going to start in China until 18 hours later, is what it
No,
says.
the first Shabbos started then. No, first Shabbos started later, but now, it's, right now is before.
Because Israel is still ahead. In Israel it was light and then darkness. So
yes, good, I agree.
so Israel's going to be one day considered as being on the next
why
day.
be the fact if we don't do so? The fact is China is 6 hours before Yerushalayim.
Right, they have it. Look, the Chazon Ish looks at the Kuzari differently. He said the rabbi was just talking about a history issue. Where was the first Shabbos halachically existent? Well, it's true that the astronomical day begins in China before in Israel. Israel nevertheless has a distinction that the very first halachic Shabbos was observed in Israel. That is, if a Jew had been in China during the first Shabbos in Israel, he would not have experienced Shabbos.
He says it's the past. He explains this. He talks about the past. This could be. That I can agree with. But I was meaning that to say about now. About now is opposite.
So when the third Shabbos was observed
If you talk about the first Shabbos, good, I can accept it.
Right.
But now I understand. You want to say that it means the first Shabbos in the world. Top. Well, we'll finish the paragraph.
Okay.
We say, look how much the patriarch want to be in Eretz Israel and was so lonely to be there. And how Moses was asking to come to see this. Who was so hard by him, but don't let him to come in Israel. Uma Gadol HaChesed was the kindness when was giving permission to see the land. Itbonen, look, give attention how much other nations honor the temple. Persian, India, Yavan, they send sacrifices for pray for them. כמה ממון פיזרו על המקום ההוא. How much money they give for this. Even there was other religious. כי הדת האמיתית לא קיבלה אותם. Don't know why. They don't want to become convert. I don't know why you say שהדת האמיתית לא קיבלה אותם. Or you say by you in the translator.
Which word?
כי הדת, you say other religious people for other religious send sacrifices.
Yeah.
Because the true religious don't accept they. No, if they became convert, we will accept they. We take they. I don't know why you say כי הדת האמיתית לא קיבלה אותם.
I can't find it in the Hebrew, so I...
You say, okay. After Persian...
Because they do not accept them.
I don't know why they don't accept
These nations' faiths were not compatible with Jews, and even though they had their own religion, they still had a Jewish temple. No.
Yes, continue. We'll continue.
Right, nevertheless, even though they have their own religions, they still spent their money in the Jewish temple. Even today, when the divine presence is no longer in Israel, they still exalt it. All the nations still make pilgrimages to Israel and desire.
Yes, no, before this, what is he say by me in Hebrew? כי הדת האמיתית לא קיבלה אותם.
Yeah, I see it.
What is it? Why don't accept it? If they will be a Jew, we must take it like converts.
No, it's just their faiths were not compatible. That's all it says.
Tough. So, pilgrim, this year still now we can see this. But we don't, עוד היום חומדות אותה, זה רק, כן. רק אנחנו נמנעים בזה מחמת הגלות השיבוט של אנטוני, we don't can be pilgrim, the other nation was pilgrim in the land. של הדברים שאמרו חכמינו משחר ישראל ארוכים הם מאוד, yes.